7 other 49ers up for awards tonight. How is this going to pan out for the team?
We'll see. I think they all deserve it, but you never know how this stuff goes. But here to just celebrate them and have fun.
All right, who are you rooting for the most tonight? Nick Bosa?
All of them. If Nick doesn't win, something's wrong with the system, but definitely all of them.
All right, I talked to Rob Gronkowski today, and
Yeah.
he said if he wrestled you, he would take you with a stone cold stunner.
I'd RKO him so fast because he's old and out of the league, man. I'd quick RKO, done, watch out, watch out, watch out, the Viper. I'm coming at you, Gronk.
Claire, who's your money on, of course?
Oh, him. Every day. All day, every day.
What a queen.
All right, I'd pay to see that wrestling match.
Thank you, Jennifer. I know. I'll see you around.
We got Brock Purdy here, NFL honors, red carpet. This is your first red carpet for the NFL. How does it feel?
It feels good. I'm just thankful to be here and represent the 49ers and just see all the greats, that come walking in and out on the carpet. And it's like, man, it's an honor.
All right, you've got several teammates with you here for awards. What do you think is going to happen here tonight? Nick Bosa?
Yeah, I think Nick will win it. Yeah, most definitely. What he's done, especially for our team and everything, like we all love Nick and I'm so proud of him. So we're excited to see him do that. I think we got Christian, right, for comeback player of the year?
Yes.
So I think he has a good shot at it too. But, just what they've all done for the organization. I love those guys, and they're selfless guys, and they deserve it.
All right, ARIK Armstead, D'Amico Ryans, George Kittle, Kyle Juszczyk. So, you got a lot of teammates out here. You also have your family out here, which is your #1 team.
Yeah.
Tell me who you've got here with you.
Yeah, I've got my father, Sean, my mother, Carrie, and my girlfriend, Jenna. Just all that they've done this whole season and supporting me and believing me, going back to before the draft. And so, here we are, and we're thankful for all the moments, the highs and the lows, and without them, I'm not here.
How can you describe this first year in the NFL?
I don't know how to describe it. For me, it's just like patience. You got to be ready for your opportunity and make the most of it.
How impressed are you with what Brock was able to put together this season?
Oh my God. For him to come in as a rookie, the last pick in the draft, and lead a team like us, just the confidence, the moxie, I guess you call it. He's got it, and I'm glad he's locked in with us a few more years.
Yeah. All right, do you think it's Brock Purdy's job to lose?
It's hard to say otherwise, but I think Trey is an amazing guy to push him, and Trey's 21 years old, so I'm excited to see where his career goes, and if he's the backup for us, then we have a really good backup.
ARIK Armstead up for Walter Payton Man of the Year here at the NFL Honors red carpet. ARIK, does this ever become old hat for you? You've been here a couple times.
No, it's an amazing experience each time, and each nomination, I take with great pride, and it's a huge honor. So I'm excited to be here with my wife and enjoy NFL Honors.
Are you guys having an adult date night tonight?
Yeah, it's our annual adult date night, so it's going to be fun.
All right, so you've got 7 other Niners up for coaches and staff up for awards tonight. Is it going to be a few of you winning awards tonight?
I think so. I think there's a lot of guys deserving from our team, both coaches and players, that had amazing years, and so we'll see.
All right, you got to where you did, NFC Championship game, because a rookie quarterback was under center. What can you say about Brock Purdy and what he's been able to do here?
Man, it was truly amazing what he was able to accomplish, especially stepping in without much preparation, and he really got us to the point we needed to be. It was unfortunate how the NFC Championship went, but nothing to be upset about. We had an amazing season, and a lot of it was to do with the way Brock played.
All right. Nick Bosa is up for Defensive Player of the Year. He's one of your closest teammates, one of the guys that came in after you were here with the 49ers. What did his year look like to you?
Amazing. And really with Nick, what you guys see on Sundays is cool, but really, day in and day out, his dedication, his discipline, and the reason why he's able to go out there and perform is truly amazing, and being around him.
Steve MARIUCCI here, red carpet at the NFL Honors. There are 9 players and coaches nominated for awards tonight. What do you think about Nick Bosa's chances?
Oh, I think he should be the Defensive Player of the Year. I think Kyle Shanahan should be the Coach of the Year, right? Even Brock Purdy, with his smaller sample size.
Yeah, be careful when you say smaller and you're talking about a football player.
6 games, okay? He could be the offensive rookie of the year. You know, I mean, there's other candidates that played more, you know, but and the Niners had such a great season. Such a great season. Proud of those guys, and it was a shame that you run out of quarterbacks. As simple as that.
I mean, how impressed were you by Brock Purdy and what he was able to do?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if the word is impressed or surprised or shocked or like my jaw was on the floor. He played well early, and I'm going, okay, that's awesome. That's nice. But then they kept doing it. I mean, every game was the same kind of great performance. And I went, whoa, this guy's got the it factor. I don't know what that is, but it was a shame that he got hurt. And thankfully that surgery, right now at least, it's scheduled for February 22nd. Looks like it's a repair, not a complete Tommy John surgery. So he should be back for training camp. And that's good news for 49er faithful to have he, as I'm assuming, the starter, and Trey Lance competing and there as a backup with great promise, and see where it goes. But they just all have to get healthy, and let's see who practices first, you know. But what a year they had.
I mean, do you feel like it's Brock Purdy's job to lose?
I do. I mean, you know, I haven't heard that from Kyle. You know, when I was at training camp this year with them, and Kyle sat and said, "This is Trey Lance's job." Boom. You know, not Jimmy. Jimmy was over there practicing by himself. Remember that? And you know, that the decision has to be made, so there's no controversy, right? So, in my opinion, he did enough to show that he can be the team leader and playmaker as a starting quarterback. And then Trey Lance just has to be patient, I guess.
All right, what do you see for the 49ers next year? Do you see a lot of promise for them?
I do. Got to get Nick Bosa signed and ready to go long term and figure out all that salary cap stuff, right? John Lynch has done such a good job putting this roster together. It's a great roster. And so the trick now will be to pay Nick Bosa and hang on to the talent as best you can, because it's, you know, there's not a lot of early draft choices or anything, but, you know, Christian McCaffrey for the entire season, whoa. I mean, that trade and the A.J. Brown trade, who's playing for the Eagles in the Super Bowl, were the two most significant trades of the NFL season, and they were both very impactful.
I mean, did you think when the trade first happened that, man, the Niners gave up too much for Christian McCaffrey?
No, I've loved the kid since he was at Stanford, and I'm a Cal guy. I don't say that about Stanford all that much, but you know, he's the real deal. Now, I know he missed 23 games in 2 years, and you know, and all that. That was keep your fingers crossed. But when he's healthy, he's as good as there is.
When the Niners made this run, but you got to be happy for the team.
Ecstatic, very happy for the team, and look, I had some of my best years of my career in the Bay, and I miss it. I miss you guys. I miss you. But deep down inside, regardless of wherever they play and whoever they play against, I'm always rooting for the guys, always.
All right. Who's going to win tonight? There are 8 Niners coaches and players nominated tonight. I know you know Nick Bosa is nominated. Anyone else you're rooting for here?
Last time I checked, I do believe if you are wearing garnet and gold, we winning. Like Prime say he's coming, we winning. Niner Nation, baby.
All right, and Brock, one more. Brock Purdy, what he was able to do in that final run, how impressed were you?
Nothing short of sensational. I give him a lot of credit. Hate to see he went out with a devastating injury. And as a player, I will say this, you never would want to say, you know what, man, we were not even supposed to make it this far because look at the circumstances that we had. I get it as a player, but I'm just telling you from a fan perspective and from the alumni and looking like big picture. Look, man, those guys don't have anything to be ashamed of. And I know the time that they put in, and I know they wanted to pay off because I put the time in too. But, you know, what it makes it more exciting to know that when we look at the upcoming year, Trey Lance will be back. The majority of the defense will be back. We got a new defensive coordinator, so it's a lot to look forward to and a lot to be excited for too, straight up.
What do you think about Steve Wilks?
You know, my first introduction to Steve Wilks was when I played with the 49ers. He was the secondary coach. So a great, bright defensive mind, and I think the challenge will be, which is not hard, but him understanding, like, versus making a scheme fit the players. No, versus making the player fit the scheme. Make the scheme fit the players. See what they do well, and that's something that he does extremely well. Very good teacher. He understands the aspect of you can't get any better if you have to know what you're doing, but it's always good to know what everybody else is doing, and that's the why that puts it together.
Emmanuel Sanders here with us on the red carpet of the NFL Honors. All right, I know you're still close to some of those 49ers players. It was a tough road at the end there. What did you see from them?
Oh, man, didn't have a quarterback. You know, I FaceTimed Debo after the game, and he was just like, man, like, I don't like that Purdy went down, and even, you know, Johnson a little bit with the concussion. So it was sad to go out that way, and you know, like, you're like, okay, we're looking forward to next year, but you never know what might happen the next year. So when you get that opportunity, you want to take advantage of it. But I tell you what, the Niners are set to win for a long time. If they stay healthy, they got a great head coach who I think is a future Hall of Famer. They got playmakers all over, and Trent Williams. They got 2 young quarterbacks that's really good. They got receivers all over, and Kittle, and they got a nice defense. So I think the Niners are set for a nice little ride. And truthfully, like, I'm in love with Niner Nation, bang bang Niner gang. You know, some days I wake up, I'm like, man, I probably should spend an extra 2 or 3 years out there in the Bay because it was fun while I was out there.
I think Niners fans would agree with you. All right, I mean, you're close to also Brandon Ayuk. I mean,
oh, yeah.
What growth from him this season?
Oh man, it was amazing to see. I've never met him, but I heard a number of good things about him, and just to see him come on strong. I remember when they drafted him, I spoke with Kyle. And Kyle was just he was just elated about him, and reminded him like a Julio Jones, and now you see it. Like, even though with all those playmakers, Christian McCaffrey, Debo, Kittle, Kyle Juszczyk, still he was able to make those big plays and come up with those big plays. And so you take a guy like that and you take him off and put him on another team and use him as a number 1, the sky is the limit. So, and he came up big for the Niners all season. So incredible season by him, and I'm looking forward to seeing him just keep getting better and better.
The poise that Brock Purdy had through the postseason especially, are you surprised that a guy that young was able to perform the way he was?
I can sit back and tell you, no, I wasn't surprised. 100% I was surprised. I mean, this guy, what a story. Mr. Irrelevant became relevant. And the way that he played, you know, at first you're like, okay, it's Kyle Shanahan and this and that. And then I started watching. I'm like, this guy's really making plays. You go back to the Seattle playoff game and the amount of yards that he threw for, and the ice in his veins that he had. I was like, man, this kid is the real deal. You know, he enjoys playing football. And then I called Debo and I asked Debo, like, how is he? He says, man, he plays with so much confidence and so much swagger. So it was impressive to see.
Right, and you look at guys like George Kittle. I mean, the weapons on that offense, it hasn't changed that much since you were there. Do you feel like they've made many strides getting better?
Oh, 100%. For the Niners, it's always going to be about just making sure everybody stay healthy. If they stay healthy, I feel like they're gonna have a chance and they're gonna have a shot to win a Super Bowl every year.
All right, and then one more thing. Christian McCaffrey, that midseason trade, I think a lot of people thought that it was too much to give up for him, but I mean...
No, it wasn't. Matter of fact, you know, I work for NFL Network now, and I said that if the Niners win a Super Bowl, that's going to be the greatest midseason trade ever made. But they didn't, you know. But still, then, like, they can lock up a guy, and they can. And I'm looking forward to next year. I hope they stay healthy, because, and I told Debo this too. I said, dude, if you can reset the season and y'all can start over and everybody stays healthy, y'all would be dangerous. You know, like, y'all would be front runners and win a Super Bowl, and they were with, you know, Mr. Relevant at quarterback. Mr. Relevant now at quarterback. So I'm looking forward to future years with the Niners.
Do you think like it's Brock Purdy's job to lose?
I don't know. I tell you what, that's a tough call to make. But they're in a good position. You got 2 quarterbacks that you can go with. That's a beautiful thing, you know. Even though you got to make a decision, you got to sit back and say, I'm in a good position.